Are you looking for ways to simplify and grow your business? Do you struggle with knowing where to focus your energy for the best return? Or are you loving your business success and looking to stay ahead of the pack through innovation and inspiration? If you've answered yes to any of the following, keep listening because today's episode is sure to inspire you. But before we get started today, I wanted to share with you my free Marketing on a Page template. This easy-to-use template will have you understanding exactly where your business is headed and the exact tactics and steps that you need to take in order to achieve your goals and your vision. Download it today from holisticvision.com.au/strategy or head to the show notes for the link. Now for today's episode.
Hello, Leanne. It's so lovely to have you here today. Thank you for being able to make the time and share your wisdom and insights with your business and the new programs that you're offering as well.
Thank you, Anita. It's lovely to be here. It's exciting.
It is exciting. And I know that everybody's really going to enjoy the content that you have to share. So today you're here to talk to us about being a kinesiologist and taking that next step in developing your own course to train other practitioners with your BioMT. So maybe let's start with just sharing a bit more about who you are and your journey as a healthcare practitioner.
Love to. And it goes back a little way. I originally did a business degree when I left school and worked in that area for a while in marketing. And, you know, I was pretty young then, but also it wasn't exactly what I wanted, and I knew it wasn't totally fulfilling. I just wanted to make lots of money back then. I probably still do, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But I did realize one day that, you know, it was calling, natural medicine was calling me. And I think the reason it was calling me was because of my mum. My mum was a very busy emergency room nurse. Growing up all through my childhood, that's what she did. But so she was a nurse at work, but she was like a natural therapist at home. So we had cupboards full of supplements, vitamins, herbs. She did acupressure. She taught us how to do it.
Wow.
She was just her own natural medicine guru and self-taught at every. And she's
fantastic.
Nearly 78 and still doing all of that good stuff.
Amazing.
And I've taught her how to muscle test now, which is
lovely.
She tests herself. Yeah. So it called to me. So I came back and I studied, you know, I did massage, I did naturopathy. Within that was the herbal medicine and the nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
And as I came out of that and went into practice, I fell in love with kinesiology.
Okay. What was it that drew you to the kinesiology? I
remember very vividly one day a lady came to me for a massage, and this was when I was trying to convert my massage clients into naturopathic clients because I'd finished. And she said to me, "You need to go see this guy. He's brilliant. He's a chiropractor." And I said, "Oh, I don't really, need a chiropractor right now." And I already have one. And she said, "No, he doesn't just do that. He does this testing stuff, and he tells you exactly what's wrong in your body, like exactly what's wrong, and exactly what you need to fix it." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm intrigued." So I went to him and realized what he was doing was kinesiology. And, I was hooked. I was just hooked. I had done a Touch for Health course prior to that and a little bit of kinesiology, but not this, what I call biochemistry in relation to kinesiology. It just pinpointed and fine-tuned everything. And I knew he was right. Like my gut said that he was right with what he came up. So that was the beginning. And that was quite a long time, 1999, I think.
Wow.
I fell in love with it and started learning more and implementing it into my practice.
That's fantastic. And I guess then the next question would be, well, seeing clients one-on-one with that and seeing their journey and how it's helped them, what made you take that next step into putting together the BioMT, and what is BioMT? If you wanted to share a bit more about that.
Yes, I will. And yeah, it's been a long journey, really. And I guess I've been caught up in clinic for a very long time. And I think we all think we want to do, the other thing, the next thing, the thing outside of clinic, all of that. And I guess it took me a long time to get to that point, to decide, this thing that I do within my clinic with my clients, yes, it's kinesiology, but it's something that I've really honed and developed that works really well for me and my clients. Okay. And that's been over, the last 15 years at least.
Yeah.
So BioMT has come from that. It's come from me doing courses with all sorts of different practitioners in muscle testing and using testing files with kinesiology. And then realizing that I had all these different tools, but they weren't quite what I needed. So I just put together my own protocol.
Okay.
And I would implement it, with every single initial visit with a client. I would use this protocol with my testing vials and be doing kinesiology on them, and then develop a treatment plan based on that. And not just based on that, it would, we would talk about other things and symptoms and pathology testing and things like that. But I just discovered that it became my biggest tool, and I relied on it so much. And then I had people asking me, can you refer me to someone, or refer a family member of mine, needs to see someone like you, a naturopath. And then I would have to say, well, not all naturopaths do this.
Do what you do. Yeah.
In fact, I don't know any. I really didn't know any. What I did.
Yeah.
Then that finally led to, well, why don't I teach this? It's my passion.
Yes.
It's amazing results. It pinpoints things so well. The clients keep coming back because they get the results and they love it. Why don't I teach this? And that's how the course came about, or that's how it began in my mind.
Yeah. And that's where it has to start, right? You have to have that idea. And especially, like you mentioned, the passion as well. Like you've realized that your passion is this, and using this technique and methods within your clinic has made such a huge impact on your clients, that being able to spread the word and get more practitioners on board helping their clients using this tool, it just makes sense, doesn't it, to be able to share that then?
Absolutely. And, I think for a little while there, there was probably not a lot of confidence in my ability to teach it. There would have been all the little, the negative self-talk about, well, maybe people don't want it, maybe they're not interested, the old imposter syndrome that comes in. And it took a little while to get through that.
And how do you feel you were able to get through that? What tools did you use to be able to get through that imposter syndrome? Because I know, that's a huge topic for a lot of people out there, whether they be coaches within the health industry or any business really at the end of the day, feeling that why would somebody come to you is a thought that enters all of our minds. How do you feel you were able to move past that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think it's been in increments when I look back. I've taken on a couple of business coaches in the past. I have a beautiful life coach who I worked with a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And we started to really look at values and self, how I value myself. And and I would say that to practitioners, that the amount of value that you have is amazing. And just to start to recognize that value not just the value in your study and the years that you put into your study,
No.
but the knowledge and the experience and the value that you have as a person, as an intuitive being, is amazingly valuable. And we have to put the value on that and then deliberately step out into the world knowing that we are valuable.
Yes.
And it's working on that. For me, it's that belief, working on that belief every day that I am valuable and what I offer is valuable. And yes, there will be people out there that want it.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's such a great share. Thank you so much for being so honest with that. I think that a lot of people need to hear that message, to realize that you have to look within yourself to see that value and realize that you've been put here for a reason, and to share what is valuable within yourself with others is your opportunity to make a difference, not only for yourself, but for those around you, and make, that greater impact as well. And I think, we tend to stand in our own way so much of the time. But now you're out there, you're sharing this course with other practitioners. How long has it been going for now? It's been a couple of years, hasn't it?
It has been a couple of years, and we ran our very first one, and then COVID happened. So it threw a major spanner in my trajectory and my timeline.
Yeah.
And it honestly, it has been a bit hard to come back from that. It's been a journey to come back and go, okay, it's time. And I do want to push forward with this, because I understand that there's a lot of practitioners going online, and mainly doing things online these days. Still an awful lot of practitioners who love face-to-face though too.
Absolutely.
And, we know kinesiology is probably mainly a face-to-face.
Face-to-face. Yeah. Yes.
Having said that, there's a whole world of online kinesiology out there that I won't go into right now.
Yeah.
But it is doable. It is doable.
Yeah.
It might sound a little bit out of the normal square, but yes, it is an interesting thought. But yes, it is, this course does need to be in the beginning a face-to-face workshop.
Okay.
And then it can, once people have learnt the basics, then it can become more online in relation to teaching it.
Yeah. And, when it comes to obviously going through COVID and having that initial phase of the business launch with that happening during COVID, you mentioned that it's been hard to come back from that with face-to-face.
Yes.
I know that, there's a lot of business owners still struggling with that step of getting back to face-to-face workshops, events, etc., and getting people to engage and want to come in for face-to-face activities like that. Are there any tips that you've found have helped you to launch back into face-to-face workshops?
That's a really good question, Amisha. I think it's just perseverance.
Yeah.
And knowing that over time, it will come back to a little bit of normality with people, and people want to reconnect. And I feel that when I talk to practitioners, they do want to reconnect. And I think it's just persevering and keep, offering, just offer, and keep moving. There's no, again, I was talking to a lovely life coach yesterday, and we talked about the concept of failure and what that means and what would make it mean. So I might have 4 people in a room at a workshop, whereas, I possibly might have wanted 15, but it's changing, shining a bit of a light on that and going, you know what, 4 people in a room after what we've been through with COVID, I'm going to consider that a success, and that's a wonderful way to move forward from.
Absolutely.
It just might
Absolutely.
look a little bit different to the way that it used to look, and it might take a little while to look the way that we want it to look again.
That's true. And it's just changing our perspective, isn't it? And like you said, putting into perspective, well, what does failure really look like? And is it a failure that you've only got 4 versus 20 or 15? No, because it's still an opportunity to educate 4 new practitioners in this and get them to then start spreading the word as well.
Absolutely.
So from a business perspective, if you could relook and relaunch this course that you're doing for practitioners, what would you change, if anything?
That is a very good question. Probably, if I look back into years of practice, I probably would have done something sooner. I would have possibly cut through some of the questions that I had in my head, some of the procrastination, and just took some action earlier.
Yeah, earlier, yes.
And in hindsight, I think that that's probably, something that we all possibly would have done. But just to understand and know that the negative thoughts are going to be there, the question marks are always going to be there. The am I good enough to do this? It's always going to be there no matter what. And just going, yes, I feel that, I know that, that's there. I'm just going to keep moving forward.
Yeah. I love that. I think that is so important to hear, to acknowledge those thoughts as they come up, but know that you're willing to just move forward past that and keep going in the direction of your vision that you have for the business, and that you've got those goals set up as well. So it's just a matter of time. And, maybe the milestones have changed a little bit because of COVID, but it doesn't mean that they're not achievable.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And the other thing,
I think that's good.
Talking, talk to practitioners, talking to others about what you do.
Yes.
Not in a silly type of way, but just in a, this is my passion. This is what I love. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. Instead of the thought process of, people may not really want to hear that. So, maybe keep it to yourself or market it a little professionally. No, don't. Just be out there and be talking about it and be excited about it. That's what I probably would have done a little bit differently in the beginning as well.
That's such valuable insight, to just go out there and not be scared of sharing your passion, because you never know who you talk to that just might be exactly what they need and want to hear. And who are we to hold back from that opportunity for them to make that decision? And like you said, it doesn't have to be salesy. You're just sharing your passion. You're sharing what you love doing and connecting with new people. And I think that that's probably one thing I see with business owners these days, is that, especially, in the health profession and as coaches, we tend to be fearful of telling people what we do if it's just a one-on-one situation and they're not a client. We do feel like we might be coming across like we're trying to sell them something. But if you change that to the way you said and just share your passion, then you're giving something of value to that person, instead of making it all about trying to get them on as a paying client. And I think that that's where the difference really is, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's, the excitement and the passion, and that, it doesn't matter if the person you're talking to is someone who's going to do your course or not.
No.
they might tell their friend and the friend goes, yay.
Exactly. And also, I think that the more we talk about it, the easier it becomes for us to be able to talk about it. And the easier it is for us to get clarity on, oh, well, does that actually really depict what this is about that I'm offering? Or do I need to think about the way that I, can I rephrase that better to really capture the essence of what I'm offering? And I think that that's important as well, that message really comes across with clarity to the people that you're connecting with.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is about getting that messaging right. And I think that needs to be, it's nuanced and you have to tweak it.
You do.
Yeah. And keep looking at it and keep thinking about it.
Yeah. It definitely, and it will change over time, as your business progresses as well. You'll notice that you need to reflect back on that and update it. I know I've done that many times, and I know that you have as well, as your business has grown and changed with your courses and programs, etc. I had one other question that I thought I would ask you as well. And what for you has been one of the most positive outcomes with running a course that's designed for practitioners specifically?
That is another brilliant question. And if I think about that, it's probably really it's the feedback that I have gotten from practitioners, and even the feedback before they come to a workshop, because I guess I see it as this amazing thing that I want to do and that I want to teach and that I love, and to have other people say, oh, this is the missing link for me. This is the thing. And thank you so much, for taking the time to bring it, because it does take a fair bit of work, really.
Yes.
To keep on that treadmill and keep on that road to make it happen. And when people say, thank you so much, this is amazing, and this is going to help me support my clients and help them get better, I think, yay, I have done my job.
Exactly. And you have. So well done. Well done for getting out of your comfort zone, pushing through all of that, and being able to stand here and tell everybody that it's doable, and show people, as practitioners in the health industry or as coaches as well, whatever industry you're in, that if you've got an idea, it's about taking that and pushing through and planning it and putting it out there. If you feel that that's something that's going to add value to other people and their businesses or their lives, then don't hold back.
Absolutely.
That's
the plan.
Exactly. And Leanne, do you have a course coming up anytime soon?
I do, Amita. We've got a few planned. The next one is 2022. That's now. In October in Sydney is our next.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want more information, where can they find out about that?
They can find out about that in a couple of ways. If Instagram people, they can go to BioMTAU. If they're Facebook, they can go to BioMT Australia on Facebook and follow the page or the pages, or they can just go to my website, which is betteryounaturally.com.au, and there will be some info on there on BioMT and courses that are coming up, because we've got Melbourne, we'll hopefully do Byron. I've got lots of ideas.
Yay. Excellent. Okay, fantastic. I'll put all of those links into the show notes so people can follow that and click on them and access your pages, and keep up to date with the next course if that's something that they'd like to join in on. And before we go, I just wanted to ask, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience? Any pearls of wisdom?
And I might have said it already in a couple of different ways, but as practitioners, whether we're naturopaths, herbalists, health coaches, whatever you're doing in relation to the health industry, just know that your contribution is amazingly valuable, and own it and step out there with the knowledge that you are amazing. Because even to get into this industry, I believe you have to have a passion and you have to be an amazing person who is able to help others. And I just think you should own it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. We need to own it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom and insights and your journey as a healthcare practitioner, and how that's, gone from seeing clients now to developing your own course for practitioners. It's been very inspirational and very insightful. So thank you, Leanne.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Thank you for listening today. Like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I hope you find value from today's episode. And remember, if you've got friends and colleagues looking for inspiration as they grow their business, share this podcast with them. Follow me on Instagram at Holistic Vision Consultancy, or check out my website, holisticvision.com.au. Until next week, to your success, my friend.